Hello, I'm Jamie from Must Be Tuesday, and this is my brother.
Hi, I'm Ken.
just a guy.
I'm just a guy.
And today we're going to talk about an awesome album, Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses, which was a huge influence on both of us as musicians. Yes. We're going to talk about the different songs on it and
what makes it so awesome.
And sometimes not awesome.
Less than awesome. We will prize out the less than awesome parts.
Yes. I think it was a really big influence on me, because as I write songs more and more, even 20 years later or whatever, I still see influences from this album in the lyric structure. They have this sort of structure that's all the lines are the same length and they have rhymes every 2 lines, and I'm always doing that kind of thing. Yeah,
I think we both like that structure. Mm-hmm. We like a good structured song where there's a melody, there's rhymes. The verses are exactly so long. Mm-hmm. There's a bridge. There's a chorus. Right? We like as many of the structured things, the better. And I think we both fall back on Guns N' Roses when we're thinking of writing a song. I've gotten into jammier stuff and more stream of consciousness or free flow stuff. I've gotten more into that as I've gotten older, but I'm still I still like tightness. And when you hear a tight song, it's ooh, that's crisp.
When you impose limits on yourself as a writer, it can make things a lot better.
Like that Robert Frost quote. It says, "Poetry without rules is like playing tennis without a net."
How do you know if you're doing any good?
Yeah.
On the other hand, I haven't taken anything from their whole guitar solo thing.
But they're so good.
I mean, I can understand that they are. I can recognize that they're good. I understand why other people like them. I just find solos so boring.
Which is weird.
It is weird.
Especially for if you're a hardcore Guns N' Roses fan, but not that into guitar solos.
I know. So
I'm really into Tiger Ice Cream, but not as not really the orange part that much. What?
I've always been
so part of the thing. That's why. So Guns N' Roses are regarded as a band that that's as hard rock as you can go before being heavy metal.
Right.
So they've got this badassery to them, and I think Sweet Child of Mine accidentally puts that on display because whereas another band, say Poison, if they did Sweet Child of Mine, it would be earnest, and you'd see that deep down they're kind of nice guys. But Guns N' Roses suck at nice guy songs, right? And Sweet Child of Mine is supposed to be the nice guy song on the record, and it doesn't come off genuine. But the badass songs is no, they're really feeling that. They're badass guys.
They sing Mr. Brownstone. You're I can buy that they're on drugs all the time. And or Out to Get Me. I totally believe that they're paranoid that people want to beat them up all the time.
Yeah, and their songs are just grinding and bikery and it's I'm feeling they're feeling it. I'm feeling it. This is Child of Mine. They're trying to be nice and lovey. It's you're not feeling that.
Have you ever felt this emotion?
You're totally faking that emotion.
Oh, do you know, the first time I heard Guns N' Roses, I found it unlistenable. I was at my friend Amy's house, and her older brother was listening to Appetite for Destruction. And I wasn't used to listening to that kind of music. I found it it seemed like noise. It all blended together, and I could not make out the lyrics at all.
Right.
And I seriously thought it was unlistenable noise. Yeah. I was 9 or something at the time. The more I heard it, the more I could pick out the different parts of it, and the more I could recognize what the lyrics actually were. Yeah. And then the more I started to appreciate it after that. The production on it is really good, which I think is important because it not only sounds crisp and everyone's together and rhythmic a studio album, but it also has a lot of energy.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound toned down or
it really is. It's coming at you. It's sort of a leaning forward kind of sound.
Yeah. Because sometimes great live bands record an album and it sounds like they've been rehearsing for 5 hours and they're playing to a drum machine.
Yeah. And my litmus test for a band sound is how the bass sounds. We were just talking about this, how I think Duff McKagan is underrated because he actually does have his own sound. I can hear a bass, and if it's Duff McKagan, I know it's Duff McKagan because he's got the sound dialed in, and he's a reliable bass player. You can rely on him to hold up a song. He doesn't do anything fancy, but he's got a sound, and he can hold up a song.
Can we talk about how this album has some really silly lyrics?
Yes.
Like, I have to look it up?
While you're doing that, I'll talk about my theory about the very first things Guns N' Roses ever mentions. The very first words Axl utters in the recorded history of Guns N' Roses is, "Oh my God!" And it's like he knows the chaos of what the chaos of their careers looks like in the future. He can see the future and how nuts their careers are going to be, and he predicates that, like when I get oh my God, he knows. So whenever I hear that, I can't help but think that he knows.
Okay, I want to talk about how ridiculous the lyrics to Nightrain are. Okay,
ridiculous?
Yes. Okay,
makes perfect sense to me.
So it goes like this. Loaded like a freight train, flying like an airplane, feeling like a space brain.
One more time tonight.
Well, I'm a West Coast strutting, one bad mother.
Got a rattlesnake suitcase under my arm. Said I'm a mean machine, been drinking gasoline, and baby, you can make my motor hum. I got
one chance left in a 9-live cat. I got a
doggy smile. Got a Molotov cocktail and a match to go down from town.
I'd smoke my cigarette
with style. And I can bouncy pants and How many hooks did we just feel there? That was like 20 hooks. That was literally like rapid fire 20 hooks, one after another.
Oh my God. So, so those are lyrics that I personally would be embarrassed to sing in public.
It was a different time. Most people would, but we're not Axl Rose.
No, it's true. I guess if you're Axl Rose, you can get away with a lot.
Second song theory.
Okay, so you had a theory that the second song of any album sets the tone of the whole album.
Yes. I think on most albums, good albums, structured albums that we like, there's the first song, but the first song's always like a welcome to the show kind of song.
Right.
And you don't really get a sense of what the band is about until the second song. The second song is kind of like the band's real first song as far as setting the tone of who they are and what they do. And I think Guns N' Roses have that reputation of being the hardest rock you can get before being a metal band, and that's because of the second song on this album. It's so easy. It rocks super hard. It goes for the throat. And if they put like the second song as like Paradise City, Sweet Child of Mine, if they made that the second song, would they be regarded as such a hard rock band?
So are you saying that Welcome to the Jungle, as the first song on the album...
Welcome to the show. It actually has the word welcome in the title.
So you're saying that does not set the tone for the rest of the album the way the second song does?
Correct. Yeah, totally, right? Like, here we go!
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Right? And it's got, like, a good mix of, like, different ranges of pitch of different sounds going on, right?
Yeah.
So you've got the bassy drums
that's
and bass.
contributing. You're doing
and then you've got the mid-tone guitar stuff, and then Axl screeching over top. And there are guitar, little snippets of guitar bits that are also high up. So like it's a really full, thick sound. Yeah. It doesn't neglect the high parts as a lot of heavier bands do.
Welcome to the show. Hold on to your hats.
Yeah.
The break. So we've heard cowbell.
Yeah.
We heard Slash doing a couple of movements in the guitar. So he hasn't Slash hasn't totally stretched out in guitar solos. Like that was a really great guitar solo, better than most people could do.
Yeah.
But that is not the extent of Slash's powers.
Yeah.
Yet. And now we're in the breakdown. You know where we are. You're in the jungle, baby. You're gonna die. so cool. This song's so good. Why don't you just...
So It's So Easy starts with a really, like a low-pitched, monotone...
Yeah, it grinds.
Steady rhythm. It's not showing off. It's not... See, and when I'm not listening to this song and I remember it, I think, wow, this song is boring. Because it's like, it's a verse, chorus of all low monotone. And what I was saying about the previous song, how they've got a whole mix of different ranges of pitches, does not
And
happen.
now they go...
Yeah.
And they bring it right down.
Yeah, so it's like a contrast. And then they get to that bridge. It's so easy. And there's a high-pitched harmony over top. And it's slow. Yeah, and then it picks up again. But it's weird because the whole range of pitches goes right down. So
I think it's deliberate. Because you can't just have like the whole range of pitches throughout the whole album. Because that would be boring
That would be boring too, yeah.
Right, so you gotta like whoop, shrink it down. So now they're just gonna like grind you with just like a hard rock song that you meant to drive a motorbike to, and you're just like, oh, just feeling tough.
So you said it was one chord for a really, really long time through like the whole
the verses throughout Nightrain. The A. But
it doesn't sound repetitive. It sounds like a full, varied sound because there's one guitar doing little like pitch bends over top.
Yeah.
And there's one.
Yeah, so Slash is throwing out licks here and there. So disguising the fact that we're just listening to the chord of A.
Yeah.
And it's more dynamic than It's So Easy. Again, masking. Because Guns N' Roses is guilty of phoning in verses to get to the chorus. But this one does a good job of like disguising how they're just grinding on a...
And the vocals do some stuff, some melodic stuff over top. And so
so it's a lot of flourishing, which makes it a lot of fun to listen to. And then that solo... It might be one of my favorite Slash guitar solos.
Because it starts off kind of...
It sounds like a rock and roll song. It sounds like Chuck Berry almost. Right? Just like rock and roll, and then it just takes you on a journey.
Because the guitar solo comes in kind of like low and whatever. Yeah. And then there's a little pause. Yeah. And then it comes in more. I think one of the effective things that Slash does that other guitar solo people don't is he does play chords during his solos. Yeah. It's not just a single note all the time. Yeah. So it sounds like a fuller
little power chords here and there.
Yeah.
Makes it a little gnarlier.
Yeah. So another thing that's effective is every time they come to the chorus, they don't do it the same every time. Ooh. They ramp up the energy every single time they do the chorus, and the melody even changes. Like he'll do the chorus one way, and then he'll do like a harmony up in pitch the next time.
Which goes to like how detailed this record is, right?
Yeah.
There's just so many little details in this record.
It's not just a matter of writing some chords and words.
Yeah, and the chorus comes 3 times. Like each time the chorus is a little bit different, and they tweak it, and he's doing his harmonies a little different here and there. And it totally builds momentum, right? So like that whole, even that guitar solo, when it comes back into the verse of the chorus or whatever, the guitar is still really prevalent in the background, so in a way that guitar solo keeps going behind the chorus until they're back into the verse, and you're like, whoa! And that's when you take a breath. It's like, whoa, my goodness.
Yeah. So Out to Get Me really makes me pay attention to the drums for some reason. So it starts off, the guitars are doing their thing, and the drums are just bass drum or whatever. Just every beat or so. Dum, 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 dum. Yeah. And then a regular rock rhythm comes in for the verse. Yeah. And so it fills in a little bit with some snare. And then high cymbals don't come in until the pre-chorus. So it's like the sound of the drums is always changing throughout the song.
Yeah. And each part of the song is like, each player is required to think, is there something you can do that's not just like expected? A little thing. It's a little flourish you could put on your instrument.
And the instruments make room for each other. Like during the verses, you'll have a line of vocals, and then
so this is Steve's part to do his like stompy thing on the drums, so nobody else do anything.
Yeah,
right.
And then when there's a line of vocals happening, and then a break between lines of vocals, then the guitar does a little lick.
Yeah, and then beat 3 of the intro, then Duff's gonna go ga-ding. So like, don't muddy that up.
Yeah. It's not a lot of conflicting things happening.
And that's detail oriented. Right?
So it almost sounds like that section that's like, I used to do a little but a little and do. So that almost sounds kind of chorus-like because it's higher energy than the other sections. It goes up a bit. However, it's way too wordy. It's got too many syllables to really be an effective chorus.
Don't tell the Red Hot Chili Peppers that.
But then it goes to the actual chorus. We've been dancing with Mr. Brownstone, which stretches out the syllables more as a good chorus generally does. So it's like, so it ramps up multiple times, not just first.
So they kind of build you up.
So that thing that he does, me high.
Yeah, the Axl Rose ending.
He does that same thing in Sweet Child of Mine.
And Don't Cry.
Yeah.
A lot in Don't Cry, right? So it must be a running gag.
I don't know.
By the time they make Don't Cry, like, you do the ending thing a lot, hey? Like, let's do it like a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were saying about one of the previous songs that the choruses get ramped up every time. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like that's true with this one, even though the very ending really gets
incoming call.
Oh, sorry. I gotta take this.
So we were saying about a previous song that they ramp up the choruses every time.
Yeah, and
they're different every time. This one, like, it does get faster toward the end, but I feel like there's several choruses in this that are the same as each other. Mm-hmm. Rhythmically the same, melodically the same. And it's not as, like, it doesn't feel like as energizing to me as some of the other songs for that reason.
No, it's more like a hand clapper, raise your arms, kind of dance around kind of song. What I like about it, and I think what I've tried to do in songwriting sometimes, is that the verses are actually really gritty, but the choruses that they know everybody's listening to is like, yeah, we're just having a good time.
It's like they're tricking everyone into listening to something more angsty.
I think I've tried to pull it.
Yeah.
Like, this is just a happy song, and then you just sing it something really dark.
Yeah. So now I'm wondering why they didn't end the album with Paradise City. Because it seems to me
it's a closer.
It would be a great song to end a concert with because it gets everybody hyped up and it's ending on a high note.
And you just
and not to mention all the instrumentalists are going to be so tired at the end of this song. Like they're all working really hard. So they get to the end of the song and they're like, that's it. We're done.
Yeah, you leave everything on the stage, and the rafters are falling down, and you just leave everything in the cosmos.
So clearly, the album was not made to imitate a concert. If that's
the case. Yep. No, absolutely. It's definitely a statement. Mm-hmm. That's and this is not the ending.
Also interesting is that if this is a two-sided vinyl record.
Is this the end of side one?
I'm thinking this is the end of side one. Because
in a way,
it's song 6 out of 12. It's halfway through.
So in the way it's the end of the first act.
So then there's an intermission.
Yeah.
And then the band will come back.
And you're like, woo! That rocks. Flip that disc over.
Yeah. And maybe this is a good point for an intermission because now...
So it's kind of musical informed too.
Yeah. So if there is an intermission here and everyone's all hyped up, then it gives everybody a bit of a break to like calm down a bit.
Oh, intermission, you go get a glass of wine in the lobby.
Yeah.
Like that was riveting. I'm really interested to see how these characters wind up.
We literally talked for like 3 or 4 hours about this album, and it's taking a long time to edit, and it's getting really long. I'm running out of things to cut out. So what I'm going to do is I'll post the first half right now, and then I'll post the second half where we talk about the rest of the songs on the album next week on Tuesday. So I hope you're enjoying it, and I will see you then. Bye!